Hey everybody, and a special welcome to see who this reading is for. Unfortunately, I don't know your first name because you haven't provided that information on Patreon, but this reading is for you, C, and I hope that you are going to enjoy it. And today I'm going to be using the Wild Unknown Tarot deck, which certainly goes very well with the cloth, the spirit cloth that I have here, because it is by the same author, Kim Krantz. She created this deck. And the spirit cloth, this special cloth for tarot readings, is also created by her. And we're going to be doing the issue at hand tarot reading. If necessary, complemented with additional cards. It's a 4-card reading originally. And we'll see if that provides us with enough information or if we need some additional info. Alright, so let's start by shuffling the cards. And I would like you, C, to picture a problem in your mind. Something that has been troubling you, something that you've been working on solving. And this reading is going to reflect upon that. So just keep your mind loosely focused on the issue. And that's going to be the first card that we draw. Okay? So this represents the nature and the essence of the problem. And sometimes it's a bit difficult to even define what the problem is, especially when it comes to emotional problems. So I think this reading is great for giving us some insight into what the problem really is. And even though this reading is for C, if you would like to follow along and watch this video, you're more than welcome. Maybe there's some information in it for you as well. And so we are going to draw 3 additional cards to represent the energies that are going into it, that are going into this problem. And 3. Okay. I think we're going to draw another card for the solution later on. But let's see what's happening now. All of the cards are reversed, so I'm going to turn them around. Okay. So, the nature of the problem, the essence of the problem, is represented by the Ace of Wands. And then we have the Lovers, the Two of Pentacles, and the Two of Wands. Appearing to be influencing this situation. And right off the bat, I would like to draw the card that would represent the solution or the resolution. Okay, we have the Four of Swords. Interesting. All right, so let's start with the first card, which, let me just turn on the lights so you guys can see the cards better. So the Ace of Wands is the definition of the problem. Wands represent fire. So the Ace of Wands is this explosion of energy and an opportunity for exploring your own passion and taking action. So the issue seems to be that you are ready to take action, but there's no direction. This is the problem with the Ace of Wands always. It's that, like all aces, the Ace of Wands represents a great opening up of an opportunity or a pathway in front of you, but it lacks in definition. It lacks purpose and orientation. So even though you have all of this creative energy built up within you, and by looking at this beautiful illustration here, there's a blossoming of ideas and of imagination running wild, but there's no productive outlet. There's no defined purpose for these energies to be channeled into. So this seems to be at the heart of the problem. And I'm also seeing some control issues here, because we have the Two of Pentacles and the Two of Wands. And also the Lovers. So the Lovers, being a major arcana card, is obviously a huge source of influence in this situation. The Lovers represent the desire for partnership, or it can represent your relationship if you are already in a relationship. And it also represents the desire for integrity, unified effort, a unified vision of how things should be. And just this desire to be in an intimate union with somebody else, and having this sense of co-joined life paths, life purposes. So your sense of direction, or this lack of direction, originates from this deep-seated belief that your purpose should be aligned with another person's purpose. And whether you are waiting for that perfect relationship to appear in your life, or if you are already in a relationship and you are under the impression that this relationship is the thing that is giving you a sense of meaning, this is also feeding into your... So these can be the two scenarios that are feeding into your hesitation. So what I'm seeing with the Ace of Wands is misdirected energies and a lack of action because you are not sure which way to go. So even though you have a lot of creative ideas and plans, even, these plans are fragmented. They are not following a well-defined pathway. They are all over the place. There's lots of distractions around you, and I'm seeing distraction on a physical level. So it seems like your current physical material situation, be it financial or career or just your living situation, so the things that are connected with the idea of earth. So this part of your life, this aspect of your life, is in flux right now. The butterfly is a symbol of a transition, a transformative period of time when things are still kind of up in the air. A lot of things are undecided, and there's a need for you to adapt on a day-to-day basis. So your indecisiveness is also a product of your environment currently being somewhat unreliable. There's nothing majorly wrong. I wouldn't say that. It's just that perhaps you're in between jobs or in between homes, moving to a new place, or just there's a sense of in-betweenness. Perhaps you have some money lined up to be invested, but you're not sure what to invest it into because the economy is so changeable at this moment. There's so many factors to consider. Perhaps there's a new side business that you're starting, but you're not able to rely upon it just yet. So there's some factors in the earthy side of things that are keeping you from taking some decisive steps towards a goal. And the other thing that is playing into it is the Two of Wands. So there's a sense of stubbornness, which is strange, considering that we have the Lovers. It's a very strong influence. The Lovers as a sign that you are craving a chance to fly together with somebody else and to be on the same journey together. But at the same time, the Two of Wands indicates that you have a pretty clear idea of how you want things to be. When it comes to the details of it. So even though there's not a well-defined purpose in front of you, you know that there are certain things that you would like to be done a certain way. So you're pretty much set in your ways. The Two of Wands is indication of forcefulness, of difficulty compromising. So at this point, it seems to me like you have this idealistic image in your head of how things should be. And if you're seeing that it's not possible to do things that way, then you're in this all or nothing kind of mindset, very black or white, thinking in extremes. So if it cannot be done exactly the way I want it to be done, I'd rather just do nothing, is what I'm seeing in this card. So that's what's making the situation a little difficult at this point. But here's the resolution, and that is the Four of Swords, which is a card that belongs to the air element. So we have wands here, the element of fire. We have the earth element presented. And we also have the Lovers, the major arcana. So the Four of Swords is a very intellectually driven card, since swords represent the analytical mind. The Four of Swords is a hiatus, a break that you take from trying to solve this problem. So this suggests that it's really useless trying to figure this out at this point, coming from a constructive or active point of view. The Four of Swords actually represents a lack of action. In the traditional tarot, we would see a soldier laying on a table, just resting in between battles. In this card, there's this lamb with the sun shining on his forehead, suggesting enlightenment. The enlightenment of non-doing. So, a way out of your situation right now is to stop scraping for solutions. The Ace of Wands in this particular situation is suggesting to me that you're grabbing at straws here and there. You're trying to run around and you start something over here and then you forget about it and you start a new thing. So it's very disorganized because there's not a clear path set in front of you. So one good way to remedy this situation is to entirely stop what you're doing. Just stop it and take a break from it. Consciously tell yourself to stop trying, stop making attempts, stop trying to figure this out, stop trying to solve this, and create a space mentally and by the lack of your actions for the solution to emerge naturally. So the best way towards the resolution of this problem is to just give yourself a break. Just allow yourself to rest a little bit. With the Ace of Wands, there's also a sense of restlessness, a sense of urgency, impatience. So the Four of Swords has come up, I think, to inform you that there's no need for you to try to figure this out right now. It's more important than ever to instead take some time away from the problem, as far away as you can, and rest and relax and just allow yourself to make your peace with it. Make your peace with the situation, whatever it may be right now. And that is going to allow for the universe to take over, because it seems like you're trying to make something happen that is not really possible to do the way you want to do it. It's just not working, so it's time for you to give up and allow for existence to take care of it, for this power that is bigger than you and more powerful than you to jump in and take over. So I hope that you enjoy this reading, and everybody else who decided to watch as well. And I thank you all for supporting my channel, and I wish you a good day or a good night. Bye-bye.